Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Hot Hoops. The MAC tournament is starting tomorrow and we have a lot to go over before the games begin. My name is Chris Stacy and I am joined alongside Women's Beat reporters Josh Silverman and Brian Schwartz. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
All right, let's get right into it. Big senior day game for the women's team against Canisius. We got the highlight. Let's roll the highlight. Like I said, senior day, last game of the season, of the regular season for this women's team. And did Canisius give them a good test to finish off the season here? See it rolling. And here we go. We're going to start action off here in the first half. Schwartz, we're going to need help with this name. It's number 14, Sarah.
Henriksdotter.
With a 3 right there. And now you're going to see number 10, Margaret.
Halfdowner-daughter.
There you go with another shot. They got some names on this team. Canisius dominated the first half here, but you're going to see Morgan Mans get the steal here. And you're going to see Jen Fay dribble right by, and she's going to find Shuan in the corner for 3. That's good. And we are going, that's a win right there. And we're back, and Jen Fay and one. Little technical difficulties. We're going to the second half here. We're going to see Erin McClure find Morgan Mans for the easy shot right there. And then some more defense here. The block, good help defense there by the Bobcats.
Really picked it up in the second half.
Yes, and Adelie Martucci, you're going to see that's her final shot she's going to hit in the TD Bank Sports Center. Quinnipiac's going to win this one, take the regular season championship right there. And guys, we just mentioned Adelie Martucci. Is she the MVP of the season? All right, we're going to hold it together, Josh. We're going to start with you.
I'm fine. Chris, is she the MVP? Yes. She's the fifth-year senior. She's the leader of the team. In the beginning of the season, and Brian, we were at the Iona game when they lost earlier, we asked Coach, who do you go to with the game on the line? Now we have an answer. You go to Adelie Martucci. She's been playing so well down the stretch, especially now that they're not doing 5 in, 5 out. She's the person that's going to lead them to the NCAA tournament, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, Adelie Martucci is no doubt the MVP of this team. She has been the glue to keep this team together the whole season. When they were down, she wasn't playing well, but now as she started to pick up her play, they've started to play better. She's been the key to this team, I think, especially defensively. She was able to hold Marina Lizarazu to only 4 points in the biggest game of the year against Iona. So I think if she could keep that up, keep that intensity up on the defensive end, Quinnipiac is looking good, strong.
You can even see her in the press conferences. She's just so much more confident, so much more comfortable, even dealing with us and just on the court, just everything about it. I've seen her full transformation this year.
All right, as that was the last game for Adelie Martucci, that was the last game of the regular season for the women's team, too. We're going to take a quick look at the final standings of the MAC. And here you're going to see Quinnipiac. They did get that regular season championship. Right behind them, Ryder, Fairfield, and Siena, and then Iona's around out the top 5. The one team not shown here is St. Peter's in 11th, and then you're going to have Marist, Monmouth, Canisius, Niagara, Manhattan, and then there's, like I said, St. Peter's. Now, guys, this QU team, they got their first round bye. Who will they be playing in the quarterfinals? Will it be Niagara or Canisius? Brian, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to say Canisius. I think Josh is going to agree with me here. Canisius played Quinnipiac really well in that last game, as you saw on the highlight. Sarah Henriksdotter and Margaret Halfdowner-daughter. See, I got it perfectly, Chris.
Yes.
They're really good players, and they played really well against Quinnipiac in that last game. So I think they're the ones that would give them the tougher test out of Niagara and Canisius. But they've beaten Niagara both times already this season, and by pretty good amounts. So I think Canisius kind of has the edge there.
Josh?
I have to agree with you, Brian. When it's tournament time, all the stats are thrown out the window. It's one game that makes a difference, one play. And Canisius, both on paper and on the court, they're just the better team. So there's no reason that Quinnipiac won't be playing Canisius in the quarterfinals.
All right, now on to another team that this team has, that the Bobcats have struggled against is Iona. Last year, we all know that they beat them in the championship. Even Adelie Martucci says, I'm a bit sour about that. She's a bit salty. And Iona comes into the 5 seed here. If Quinnipiac meets Iona in the MAC championship, how do you see that game going? We'll start with you.
Well, first of all, you have to say that Iona's going to beat Siena, the number 4 seed. So I don't even know if that's going to happen. I know, covering the games, you probably want that to happen. Better storylines, probably a better game. But, Chris, I live by a couple of rules. One, you don't argue with anyone from Boston. You don't cover half-price sushi, and you never pick against Trisha Fabry.
All right.
Okay, you never pick against Trisha Fabry. They will win not only that game, they will make the NCAA tournament. Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I think Quinnipiac will beat Iona, assuming Iona wins that first game. But Iona is going to give them the toughest test out of all of the teams that they're going to play in this tournament. I think Iona is the best team they're going to face, no matter the record. I don't know why they kind of struggled towards the end of the season, but they do give Quinnipiac the toughest test. It's kind of a rivalry now, so I think that's going to be the biggest game. I think if Quinnipiac can escape that Iona game with a win, they're going to win this tournament.
Okay, now we've been talking about the MAC tournament pretty much this whole time. What are your predictions, not only for Quinnipiac, but the entire tournament? Who do you think is going to win? How do you think Quinnipiac's going to do? Let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be the two number ones. I think Quinnipiac is going to win, assuming they beat Iona, which I think they will, and I think Monmouth's just going to run away with this tournament. It didn't happen for them last year as Iona won on the men's side, but I think Monmouth's got the team this year. They got the seniors. They're ready to go.
All right, Josh?
I agree. Quinnipiac's going to win it all. Mark Inglis, who covers Siena, he does a great job on the men's side. He tweeted out yesterday that no number one seed has won it all on the men's side since I believe Siena in 2008, when they did it 3 years in a row. So if that trend continues, we won't see Monmouth, but I think Monmouth's too good of a team to not make the NCAA tournament.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but make sure you follow these guys on Twitter at Josh M. Silverman and at Brian Schwartz 15 for all your updates on the women's basketball team this weekend. Stay with us.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
Welcome into Studio 125.
So what? So what?
If you score 40 points in a basketball game, we all know you play Quinnipiac Intramurals. We all know you love to shoot the rock.
Well, if you think that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, what I'm about to say, I guess, is going to be pretty ridiculous in your book. But I'm going to say, yes, there is a controversy.
Line, getting ready to punch the ball as it lands right in front of another Monmouth player.
It's 9:30 Eastern, and you know what that means. Sports Pause is on the air.
Ball played up the middle. Iman Whalen with a little cheat off the pipe. Preseason just boils down to going after another national championship and not necessarily focusing on the one before.
MJ, it is time for our favorite part of the show. It's the top 5 plays of the week, brought to you by B&D Deli, home of the Q-Dog.
Let's talk about the first play you want to break down.
Yeah, let's break it down right away. But the one name I'm going to throw out there is a freshman, Mika Maples.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
Welcome into Studio 125.
So what?
40
So what?
Points. If you score 40 points in a basketball game, we all know you play Quinnipiac Intramurals. We all know you love to shoot the rock.
Well, if you think that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, what I'm about to say, I guess, is going to be pretty ridiculous in your book. But I'm going to say, yes, there is a controversy.
Line, getting ready to punch the ball as it lands right in front of another Monmouth player.
It's 9:30 Eastern, and you know what that means. Sports Pause is on the air.
Ball played up the middle. Iman Whalen with a little cheat off the pipe. Preseason just boils down to going after another national championship and not necessarily focusing on the one before.
MJ, it is time for our favorite part of the show. It's the top 5 plays of the week, brought to you by B&D Deli, home of the Q-Dog.
Let's talk about the first play you want to break down.
Yeah, let's break it down right away. But the one name I'm going to throw out there is a freshman, Mika Maples.
Hello, welcome back to Hot Hoops. The men's team traveled up to Marist along with the women's team to play after the women's team. The Bobcats lost that game by a score of 87-74. Clint Hart had a game high 28 points for the Red Foxes as the men's team dropped its 5th straight game in a row. And now they travel to New Jersey, or actually Ryder traveled to Connecticut to play them. Let's see, we got the highlight right there. Let's roll the highlight. Regular season finale here. Very exciting game last time these two played, over 100-point scores. Senior day here for the Bobcats, like the women's team. We're going to just pick up action here in the first half. We're going to see Chase Daniels find Boondu right there. That's a nice pass, and the finish right there.
There was no Peter Kiss with 100-degree fever. Who's going to score for Quinnipiac?
Exactly, Boondu had to step up. And then we're going to see Robinson here. That is a deep 3.
His 2 best games of the season came
Yes,
against Ryder.
Exactly.
That was from Ryder.
12 points on the game. We're going to go right in the second half. And we're going to see Mikey Dixon here drive past. It's going to get the ball's going to get turned over, and we're going to see Ryder run the floor here. That's an easy dunk right there. Nothing Robinson can do about that. And we're going to see more here. We're going to see defense. Oh, Jaquan Jones going to turn this ball over, and another easy 2. That's a nice pass right there. Actually, not so easy, but that was a great finish. And then we see Pete Kiss get that out of here, says Jimmy Taylor. And Pete Kiss again trying to do too much.
Watch Norville carry on the floor here.
Yes,
tremendous.
Great hustle, great
Laziness
hustle.
by Quinnipiac.
Exactly. Look at the big man run the floor. Love that. And that is an alley-oop dunk. And then you're going to see Ryder win this one 64-58. Now, guys, that's their 6th game in a row that they lost going into the MAC tournament.
Yeah, brutal.
How bad of a look is that for this team?
It's not a good look, but at the same time, Niagara has a 5-game losing streak going into this one. So both teams are angry. Both teams desperately need to win to keep their seasons alive. But it's not like Quinnipiac's playing a team that's won 4 or 5 in a row. Niagara's also lost 5 in a row. They're both struggling. Both have tons of issues. Quinnipiac's main issue is obviously defense. It's obviously a bad look. But at the same time, I think it's a completely even game. I think whoever wins deserves to win. I would put it at maybe Quinnipiac has a 52% shot at winning or something like that. But evenly matched game for sure.
Tom?
Yeah, it's definitely not a good look for Quinnipiac. They're allowing over 93 points per game in their 6-game losing streak. Like Dylan said, the defense just isn't getting it done. Opponents shooting over 46% from the field and 38% from 3. That's just not going to get it done, especially as you come to these later half of the season and pushing towards the MAC tournament. But like Dylan said, Niagara's struggling too. Both teams coming in really not playing very good basketball. Tom Moore did say in the post-game press conference against Rider, they wanted to win that game. They wanted to have some sort of momentum going in. That's why you saw him play guys like Chase Daniels, Mikey Dixon, 35, 36 minutes
Right.
after they had already clinched the number 8 seed. They wanted some sort of momentum. They didn't get it. They go into the tournament a little bit struggling, as does Niagara.
All right, as I said, that was the final game for the men's team, too. We're going to take a look at the final standings in the MAC here. Come up in 1 second. And we're going to see Monmouth is running away with the conference here. They're 18-2. They had a very successful season. St. Peter's with that defense at second. Iona with the 3rd seed. Siena and Fairfield round out the top 5. Rider, Canisius, Quinnipiac in the 8th seed is going to play Niagara in the 9th seed. Marist in the 10th seed. All right, guys. Now, this team, well, I guess you can say they had a little bit better of a season than they did last year. They have 10 wins this year, a little bit. They had 9 last year.
Right.
A win against Niagara in the first round, is that considered a successful season for this team?
Absolutely
or do you think,
not.
No?
Absolutely not. If they win against Niagara, that's 11 wins on the season, and they lose to Monmouth, evidently, most likely. If they get 11 wins compared to last season's 9, that's not success. I mean, they'll finish 11-21. You can't possibly tell me in any way that that's a successful season. Tom Moore, he's been in the top of the NEC. The first year in the MAC, they got to the semifinals, and they were the 2 seed. They strive every single year to be the best in the conference. And for them to finish 8th overall, to have no one on an all-MAC team, to finish with 11 wins, it doesn't matter what they do in the MAC tournament, unless they get to the semifinals or win or get to the championship game, that's the only way it could be a successful season. If they only beat Niagara and lose to Monmouth, it is not a successful season, not even close.
Tom?
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I think you can see it a little bit of a success. You guys saw guys like Pete Kiss, Mikey Dixon. They had good years. Pete Kiss, 13 points per game. Mikey Dixon, 16. Both unanimous on the all-rookie team. If they win a game, they get some postseason experience. This is a young team. You also saw Donovan Smith go down with an injury. Obviously, you can't harp too much on that because it's over. It's done with.
It's just hard to say success. If you finish 10 games below 500, you've lost non-conference
The team
games.
wasn't expected to do much, though. They weren't really expected to do much.
I think Tom Moore would tell you it was a very unsuccessful season. If you lose to Drexel, Brown, some of the non-conference games, Columbia, at home too. They really struggled in the non-conference.
And they can compete against Monmouth, I don't know how you can say it's not a success.
Speaking of Monmouth, Niagara, the winner of Niagara and Quinnipiac gets Monmouth.
Yeah.
Do you think either of these teams have a shot to beat the number 1 seed?
No, I don't. I think Quinnipiac, both these teams are coming in with big-time losing streaks. Quinnipiac, is banged up. No Donovan Smith. Peter Kiss has had a fever. Reggie Oliver didn't play against Rider, because of a death in the family. So there's a lot of things surrounding the team. And I don't think Niagara stands a chance against Monmouth either. I think whoever can win that first round game will lose to Monmouth and go home.
Yeah, I don't think either team has a chance. Monmouth is on a roll right now. They won 16 straight. They got to the MAC championship last season. Didn't come out on top. They lost to Iona. I think this year is their year. I think they're going to just keep rolling. I don't see Niagara or Quinnipiac having a chance, especially with the big losing streaks that they've had recently.
All right, really quick, guys. Tournament predictions, not just for Quinnipiac. Obviously, you guys might have mentioned that. Who do you think overall, who's going to win the tournament this year?
Okay, Siena's going to win the MAC tournament, go to the NCAA tournament. Yeah, that's right, Siena, not Monmouth. As Josh Silverman pointed out earlier, no 1 seed has won the MAC tournament since 2010. 2010. It continues this year with Monmouth. Monmouth will not win the MAC championship game. They will lose to Siena on Siena's home court in the semifinals. Then St. Peter's will defeat Iona in the second semifinal game, and Siena will beat St. Peter's and go to the NCAA tournament as the automatic bid.
Tom.
I disagree. I think Monmouth's going to win it. I think they've got too many seniors. They're hungry. They won 16 straight. They're rolling. Justin Robinson, one of the best guards in the country. You said it yourself. One of the best guards in the country.
Sure.
I don't know how you can pick against them right now.
But just like teams like Iona in the past have not won and not gone to the tournament, Manhattan has had a couple seniors and they've been able to push their way through to the tournament. I think they're like a Siena, and with the home court advantage, that's huge. huge. If they can get to if they win that semifinal game against Monmouth, there's
Siena
no
had
way
that
they
last
lose
season.
the
They had the
championship.
semifinals last season.
All
and,
right, guys,
That's
we will
true.
have to wait and see this weekend. Make sure you follow these two guys at TomCunny13 and Dylan Fearon _ on Twitter for all the updates on the men's team. And that is all the time we have for today on Hot Hoops. Make sure you follow us on Twitter for all the updates you need on the MAC tournament this week. Also follow Q30 on Twitter at Q30 Television and be able to make sure you check out our website at www.q30television.com. Have a great day, Bobcats.